Hey, thanks for clicking. This is Rocky here with my top moments from episode 19 of The Flash. This was a very enjoyable episode, so let's go ahead and just jump right in. Top moment number 7, meet Everyman. Central City is plagued by another metahuman. This time it's a thief that can assume the identity of anyone they touch. Naturally, this causes a lot of chaos, as aside from the number of innocent people jailed, Eddie gets framed for shooting 2 cops. Caitlin names him Everyman, and it turns out he actually likes the name. His real name is Hannibal Bates, and his power is the same as the comics for the most part. The big difference is that on the show, he only needs to touch someone, but in the comics, he has to actually eat part of the person or animal to assume their form. Granted, this usually ended up being hair or fingernail, but he has been known to eat other things, unfortunately. One of the more interesting things about Bates on the show is he no longer remembers what he actually looks like, so he can never really be himself again. His power brings up some interesting possibilities, and perhaps we'll see him actually help out Team Flash down the line. Number 6, Barry versus Barry. So there was a lot of internet hype about this fight, though eventually everyone picked up on it being Flash versus Everyman, but it still made for an amazing scene. We actually see that Barry has improved his hand-to-hand combat a bit. Also, we got some great moments of Flash versus Caitlin, as well as Flash versus Iris. I'm sure the cast had to have a blast filming this episode, and while Iris can really throw down. Also, thanks to this fight being filmed, Eddie is cleared of charges, and the metahuman situation gets a lot more attention. Number 5, Barry and Eddie. Okay, so Barry and Eddie definitely had some bromance moments in this episode. Now, not quite to the level of Diggle and Oliver, but I did enjoy them. The whole Eddie being arrested gave off a strong Hunter Zolomon vibe, though in this case, Eddie didn't end up going to prison. But just seeing the interaction between he and Barry feeling so strongly about not wanting Eddie to go to prison because he doesn't want to see someone else innocent suffer, similar to what's going on with his father. So just seeing that intensity from Barry was very touching, and it just confirmed that friendship between Eddie and Barry. Now, with as much as they're playing up their friendship, I'm expecting a fall here soon, which we know is going to involve Iris, and I'm still pretty sure that Eddie will become a Reverse Flash within Season 2. Number 4, Canary Cry. These were some minor scenes in the overall episode, but they were freaking huge. Laurel outs herself as the Black Canary to Cisco, and I thought our young genius was going to need, a moment. He is smitten and is more than willing to tweak some of her tech. He enhances the sonic device and places it in a collar setup, kind of a throwback to the, I believe it was the Young Justice animated series, which had her prominently wearing a collar. So yes, we will finally be getting the Canary Cry, as named by Cisco. And I imagine we will be seeing multiple upgrades over time. I, for one, cannot wait to see it in action, as I imagine the effects will be pretty similar to the Pied Piper, and those looked great. I also love that Cisco's prize for the work was a picture with Black Canary. Guy's going to have a great scrapbook to show off. Number 3, father-to-father moment. Cisco and Joe journey to Starling City to investigate the car crash that took the life of Wells' wife. This allowed for some great moments between Captain Lance and Joe as they discussed daughters and secrets. This conversation, I think, gave both fathers perspective. For Joe, I think it actually made him realize what could happen by keeping secrets from Iris. Yes, it might protect her, but will the cost be their relationship, and is he willing to pay that cost? With Captain Lance, it seems it made him think about his relationship with Laurel, and if he is really willing to lose that. I really enjoyed these scenes, and in particular, seeing Captain Lance smile for a bit was refreshing. He's had this permanent scowl on his face for so long, I almost forgot he could smile. Number 2, Harrison Wells is dead. While investigating the car crash, Cisco is able to locate a body buried nearby as it's giving off tachyon particles that can be traced. Captain Lance witnesses this and at first intends to open up an investigation, but Joe asks him to keep it quiet due to the danger involved. Thankfully, Lance does as Joe asks, and they load up the corpse and take it back to Central City. After some testing, it is concluded that the body is the real Harrison Wells. I think this finally convinced Caitlin of Barry's suspicions, though this brings up the big question for them. Who is Harrison Wells? Number 1. The Reverse Flash Closet. The post-show scene shows Cisco locating the secret room of Dr. Wells and, amazingly, they are able to enter. Barry, Cisco, and Caitlin are instantly greeted by the Reverse Flash costume, and it fully clicks for all of them. Then Barry turns and sees the image of the article from 2024 stating the Flash disappearing during a crisis. I'm pretty sure it blew his mind a bit. It makes me wonder though, why were they able to enter the room? Did Eobard want them to see everything? Okay, so my final thoughts. I loved how this episode brought us right back into the main story of the Reverse Flash. The discovery of Wells' body is huge, and things are going to continue to escalate on the show. I really hope that Captain Lance takes Joe's words to heart and works on healing the rift between he and Laurel. All in all, this was a strong and amazing episode. Next week it looks like things are going to get really crazy for Team Flash, and with the season finale around the corner, I foresee nothing but intensity. Alright, so those are my top moments. Go and let me know down in the comments below what your top moments were. Or if you have any questions about the episode, go and put those down in the comments below as well. I'd be more than happy to go over that information with you. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd ask you to go ahead and pound that like button. And definitely subscribe to my channel. You can do that by clicking the subscribe annotation on the screen or the subscribe button down in the description below. Either way will work. And if you have subscribed already, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you coming on board. And I so hope you're enjoying the videos. Alright guys, all that being said, I hope everyone has a great rest of your day now. Bye!